So when you hear the word marketing, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it a billboard, maybe a pop-up ad online, or, I don't know, some clever social media campaign? Well, here's the thing. Those are just the tactics. That's the tip of the iceberg. Today, we're going to crack the code on the powerful, surprisingly simple formula that drives all successful marketing.
All right, so here's our roadmap. First, we're going to uncover that secret formula, the strategic why behind everything. Then we'll open up the classic toolkit marketers use to bring that strategy to life. After that, we're going to put it all to the test with a case study that I promise will surprise you. And finally, we'll get to the big takeaway that's going to help you see this marketing code absolutely everywhere.
Okay, let's dive right in with the strategic foundation of marketing. And I want to be clear, this isn't about the flashy ads or the clever emails. This is about the core thinking that has to happen way before any of that stuff even begins. This is the blueprint. This is the why.
And you know what? It really just boils down to these 3 core principles, and they have to happen in this exact order. First, you create real customer value. Then, you establish differentiation so you can stand out from the crowd. And finally, you use something called STP, that's segmentation, targeting, and positioning, to really focus your efforts. Seriously, think of this as the DNA of any great marketing strategy. You get these 3 things right, and everything else just falls into place.
So principle number 1 is the absolute bedrock. You have to provide something the customer genuinely wants or needs. Now I know, that sounds super obvious, right? But you would be amazed how many businesses completely miss the mark on this. If there's no real value, if your product doesn't solve a real problem, or your service doesn't actually help, no amount of slick advertising is ever going to save it.
But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Just creating value isn't enough anymore. Not in today's crowded world. You have to provide that value better than your competition does. You've got to give a customer a really compelling reason to choose you over all the other options out there. That, my friends, is differentiation.
And that brings us to our third principle, STP. This stands for segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And the big idea here is that you just can't be everything to everyone. It's impossible. So really smart marketing starts by segmenting the entire market into smaller, more distinct groups. Then you target the one specific group you know you can serve the best. And finally, you position your brand in their minds, making it crystal clear that you are the perfect solution for their unique needs.
So, we've got our strategy, our why. But the big question is, how do we actually make it happen? How do we bring it to life? Well, that's where the tactical toolkit comes in. And we're going to look at the classic, time-tested framework every marketer uses, the 4 Ps.
And this framework is just beautiful in its simplicity. It boils the entire marketing process down to 4 key levers you can pull. These are the famous 4 Ps: product, price, promotion, and place. And look at how this table breaks it down. It's just the 2 sides of any exchange. The product is what the seller brings, the price is what the buyer brings. It's such a clean and powerful way to think about the whole thing.
Okay, now for the really fun part. We've got the principles, we've got the tools, but does this whole framework only work for like selling sneakers or smartphones? Let's put it to the ultimate test with an organization you would probably never think of in a marketing context, a nonprofit.
I mean, really think about it for a second. The American Red Cross isn't selling a physical product. They're trying to convince people to do something deeply personal, something totally altruistic, donate blood. So how on earth could our marketing formula possibly apply here?
All right, let's start with that first P, product. When the American Red Cross holds a blood drive, what is the product that they are actually offering to the person who donates? The obvious answer that jumps to mind, well, it might not be the right one.
And this right here is where you see the absolute genius of real marketing. The product isn't what the seller gets, in this case the blood, it's what the buyer, the donor, receives. For some people, that product is the incredible feeling of saving a life. For others, hey, it's the sticker and the free cookies. And let's be honest, for high school students, the product might just be getting out of algebra class for an hour. That's real value.
Okay, so if the product is that good feeling, that completely flips the script, doesn't it? So let's follow that logic. If that's the product, what then is the price?
And it's simple when you think about it. The price is just what the buyer has to give up to get the product. In this case, the donor isn't paying with money. The price they pay is their time, maybe a little bit of discomfort from the needle, and of course, a pint of their blood.
And look at how perfectly this whole system just clicks into place. The promotion, that's all the messaging about the importance of saving lives. And the place? This is genius. The Red Cross developed the Bloodmobile,
which is this incredibly innovative distribution channel that brings the entire exchange directly to the customer. See? It's a complete, elegant marketing system.
So, after breaking all of that down, what's the big idea we should walk away with? What's the real point of seeing the world through this, well, this marketing lens?
This right here is the ultimate takeaway. Marketing isn't some department in an office building. It's not just an ad you see on TV. It is the entire holistic system of creating and fulfilling a valuable exchange. And once you truly understand that, you start to see that this code, this formula, applies to pretty much everything, whether you're selling a car, running for political office, or yes, asking someone to donate blood. It's a fundamental part of how we all interact.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. Now that you have the decoder ring, you've got the 3 core principles and the 4 Ps, start looking for it. A political campaign, a university trying to recruit students, maybe even how you pitch a new idea to your boss at work. I guarantee you, once you learn to see the code, you'll start seeing it absolutely everywhere.